Long balls here on Monday, March 17th. I'm Robert. He's Jason. Starting off with something fun. Long ball number one in honor of the day. Who are the top St. Patrick's of the football world?
Well, they're not saints, as far as I'm aware. None of these people have been made saints. But yeah, we're talking about
We can
famous
deify
Patricks.
him in the world of the world's game.
Beatify? Was that the word? Is it? All right, whatever it is.
Deify.
No, that's turned into a god. You deify somebody, they become a god, Robert.
Hey, it all depends how passionate you are about our game.
Okay. Famous soccer Patricks. And we can do a quick rating and like just rank these soccer Patricks. I'm surprised there aren't more soccer Patricks out there, Robert.
With how many thousands of pro soccer players are in the world, the list is not that big. I do like, though, that you and I are on the same page. One of one. Our first Patrick out of our mouths was the same one. Boom. There he is.
Patrick Vieira. Is there a better Patrick than Patrick Vieira? No, I don't think Pablo gets the point of this. We're not doing Irish people. We're doing Patricks. You can do Irish people if you want. You can throw Irish people in, but this is Patrick Vieira, clearly. One, as you said, one of one, the number one Patrick that I could think of. Now, I think my number two would be Patrick Kluivert, right? Are we agreeing on that, or is that maybe no? Where are we on that one?
So our first two are definitely the easiest two right out the gate to pick. Patrick Vieira, one of the top achievers, Patrick Kluivert, and also a legend, one of the building blocks of my football childhood.
Okay, so yeah, and just in terms of their pedigree, what they achieved, the clubs they played for, right? That matters here when we talk about these Patricks. All right, now number three, kind of wide open, Robert.
Yeah,
Who's number
the
three?
field broadens here.
Now, if you go outside of the Patrick and go into other versions of Patrick in different languages, I think we might be talking about this guy.
Hey.
I think we might be talking about this guy. This is Patrick Vieira. Am I okay? Is there another Patrick that's ahead of Patrick Vieira that you can think of off the top of your head?
Well, before I say that, I gotta say that this Evra, this version of Patrick, probably one of the best players that has consistently rubbed me the wrong way for the entirety of his career. I mean, he had many, being in Manchester United.
This Patrick is what you're saying.
Yes, his skill and contribution to Manchester United and in France, undeniable, but so many conflicts with Liverpool players, the whole saga with Suarez, and then just the comments he's made about just football in general and Liverpool after the fact totally rubbed me the wrong way. But to your point, the only other Patrick that kind of comes into that strata of player is a goalkeeper. Rui Patricio, I would say, is the next on the like Mount Rushmore of Patricks.
There's Rui Patricio, who gets called St. Patrick because his name is Patricio, and that's Patrick in Portuguese. So I guess we'll give Rui Patricio the next spot.
That's science.
Is that okay? Again, with this, we're spitballing here. Give us a Patrick if you think somebody else deserves to be on this list, because I don't know if we can. Because this is a guy. I don't know where you would put this guy. Where do you put this guy? This is Patrick Bamford. Where do you put Patrick?
So Patrick Bamford, you had a name for him, but he is one of the biggest teases or almost good players. He's either the best bad player or the worst good player.
Yes,
because he's had moments where you're like, this is, he's on his way to becoming a superstar, and then either an injury or form or something falls him. And in Leeds, I'd say he's undone. Leeds his promotions. He's got them relegated. It's all sorts of things, all centered around his form or availability.
Patrick Bamford, if he was 10% better at finishing, would be in the Premier League playing for a top 10 club. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. If he was 10% better at putting the ball in the net, because he puts himself in so many good spots. He's so often has a moment to score and just doesn't. And we're talking 5 to 10 goals a year that he probably misses. I mean, I may be overstating. Go check the XG. I don't know, the expected goal numbers on Patrick Bamford and his. But he's there. Now,
he might slide down this list because he doesn't get the rub of the green very often in front of goal.
Okay. Yeah, what about Patrik Schick? Maybe not a name that comes to mind. But producer Jenny mentioned Patrik Schick because, Patrik Schick's having a good run in Germany. He's been He's been helping Bayer Leverkusen to their incredible last couple of seasons, formerly of Leipzig. He was at Roma, was at Sampdoria. Czech player, Patrik Schick, if you're not aware of.
Was he part of the
him.
undefeated season last year?
He was, yeah. He was part of the undefeated season last year. He's got 60 goals in his career at Bayer Leverkusen. He scores goals. Not enough to make him like some sort of hot commodity, but I believe he scored a handful of goals last year in the league. I think he's got 17 goals, something like that this season. Like, he scores. This is a player. This is a good player. Better than Patrick Bamford. He's ahead of Patrick Bamford on the list, just on recent form. And then, of course, we'll throw in our guy.
The Patrick of the hour.
Patrick Vieira, who scored his first MLS goal of the season this weekend. Am I wrong about that being his first goal of the season? I believe it was.
That was his first Major League Soccer goal of the season. He scored in the January camp, a pair of them, and
I meant for his club team. Yeah, I meant for his club team. And Patrick Vieira has this characteristic about him because of his story, because he came out of third division college soccer, Division III college soccer. He's a late bloomer in that traditional American way, meaning he's only just now getting his look at the national team. He's only just now getting some hype in Major League Soccer, but he's 24 years old. So, there's an argument that it's a little too late for him to be just starting. But at the same time, we love a story like this. Love somebody who comes on and comes out of sort of quote-unquote nowhere. And, after having played Division III soccer, gets an opportunity to and the national team. And, maybe he's got a European future. It obviously needs to happen fairly quickly, but maybe he's got a European future. So I think it's a good list of Patricks. If we're missing any, throw them out.
I'd say the only two that I had on my list, they were further down the list, but somewhat relevant. Goalkeeper Patrick Schulte.
Goalkeepers don't count. Oh, we did Rui Patricio. I'm just kidding. Yes, Patrick Schulte didn't bring an image of Patrick Schulte to the table, but yes, in the national team picture, so he deserves a mention.
And I'll just give him a shout to MLS journeyman Patrick Mullins.
Patrick Mullins, where did he go to college? Do you know, Robert?
Oh boy, I don't know off the top of my head. I'm not that encyclopedic.
He was a Terrapin. He was a University of Maryland Terrapin. And I believe he was born in New Orleans. Don't ask me why I know these things about Patrick Mullins. I just do. I just know stuff. It's in my head. It gets stuck there. One of the old producers on my radio show, Emily Olson, went to Maryland, so she was constantly hyping up the Terrapins, the Terps, and Patrick Mullins was a Terp.
That makes sense, because I was going to say, you'd have to have some sort of personal connection to, hang on to that nugget of knowledge, right?
Bounced around a bit, Patrick Mullins. Probably selling insurance now, because that's what a lot of MLS players do after their careers are over. Yeah.
Insurance, maybe some real estate?
Could be one of those things. Could you know what? He could be higher. That's not the right way to look at it. He could be doing something that requires an advanced degree. That's very possible as well. So I don't know. But he is from New Orleans, Louisiana. Pride of New Orleans.
To round out this segment, we'll bring in from the chat Brandon. He states, if you're not listening to Dropkick Murphys at 7 a.m. this morning, are you even trying to celebrate?
Okay,
did you fire up your
I did not.
heading up to Boston this morning?
I did not. I that's not the first Dropkick Murphy song I would go to. I was a fan of. We've talked about it. Jenny and I have talked about this off air. I go back far enough with the Dropkick Murphys. Not that I'm a super fan or anything, but I was exposed to things that were not shipping up to Boston. And then Angus said, not listening to Dropkick Murphys, listening to the Pogues instead. Okay. Hey, and you know what? Go for it. Listen to whatever you want to listen to, Irish or otherwise. All right. What else?
Happy St. Patrick's Day, guys.